soon as the steam died down on New Year's Day, John Bailey immediately offered to help get 1829 back into service. The locomotive was stripped down to the boiler. The jacket and lagging were also removed. All the parts were labeled and boxed for a quick reassembly. I loaded up the boiler and headed over to John's for a boiler analysis. The faulty tube was identified, and we discussed options such as plugging the failed tube. What was decided was to cut the boiler in half. My wife thought the idea was crazy and suggested a second opinion. However, John's idea made perfect sense. Cutting the boiler in half would give the best view of what was happening inside and give the most important information to determine if the boiler was worth salvaging. The next day, I was off to see my friend Joe Dingler. Joe has a commercial machine shop and offered the use of his large horizontal bandsaw. This literally reduced hours of nasty work into 23 minutes that has been further reduced to about 20 seconds for this video. Cutting the boiler in half certainly answered a lot of questions. It also exposed the wall that was discussed in the thread titled Sight Glass Water Drops During Running on the Home Machinist Livestream forum. The steel tubes were removed and the wall was chain drilled out, which gave perfect exposure of the crown sheet, water legs, mud ring, and stay bolts. The boiler was in remarkably good shape after 30 years of service. Since the boiler was a good candidate for rebuild, the process began immediately. All the internal surfaces were cleaned with either a wire wheel or a wire brush. The boiler barrel and firebox halves were prepped for welding. In addition to the mechanical cleaning, the firebox and barrel received a CLR soaking and a thorough high-pressure rinse. After extensive research on the subject, I decided to cut out the circulating tubes in the firebox. For the flues, I decided to replace the steel with Type L copper tubes. I bought the copper in 20-foot lengths and rough cut it to length. I used the lathe to take the final cut and prepare the tube ends for rolling. I purchased new black steel pipe and upgraded it to seamless Schedule 80 for the replacement of the dry pipes extending from the steam dome to the throttle and turret, as well as the throttle pipe that goes from the back head to the front tube sheet. I used John Bailey's tube roller to seal the tubes into the tube sheets.
Rolling?
Sure.
No, I said, are we?
Oh, we are, yes.
New tube roller. And then all we do is roll. And that pin. I should have made sure this worked before we recorded. The pin's going in, and it's getting tight, and I usually just go as tight as I can with a speed handle, 1/4 inch speed handle. Now I gotta get it out. Okay, that's it.
There are 23 tubes altogether. Exactly 1 month to the day following the tube failure, I rolled the last tube and conducted a leak test using 15 psi. Yeah, those tubes look nice. Very nice. Alright. Should we check out the firebox?
No.
No.
What goes in there? Nothing? Just the plug?
Just that.
You have to take that off the seal. Okay, ready for some pressure?
Yeah. Usually put a little pipe dope on there, so.
So that's all it is. What do you hydro this at the club?
Let's see, it was,
There's 200. I'm showing 200.
yeah, that's what we got here too.
You want to go higher? Or are you happy?
They're gonna do, time and a half against operating pressure.
Yeah. What do you operate at?
125 is where my safety is set.
62 additional pounds, that's 87. 187 is what they should hydro at.
We've exceeded that.
Well, that weld held, I don't believe it.